there are still so many possibilities with things that are already produced. If it's a chair or a house or an old car, or if it's a shoe or if it's a garment, I think there is something interesting with most of the things that we surround ourselves with. And also I think that when something is fixed somehow, of course it's sort of an end point, but on the other hand it's really a starting point, because then it can be played with and transformed into something else. So I think it's both like a matter of me being very curious, but also and seeing a lot of possibilities. But I also think it relates a lot back to play and a bit of a childish perspective, that when someone says, no, you can't do this, or don't, I say, why not? So there's something with this perspective of dealing with existing things that makes me more creative somehow. One of the driving forces is that I really enjoy the complexity and the variation of expression and condition and style when working with garment materials. And there is something happening there that I can't invent from scratch myself. So it's sort of an add-on or a plus of some kind. When teaching fashion design students or design students in general, I also really, really enjoy seeing the creativity that comes along with working with existing materials. And that it also for the students are like a way of hacking the system and not being a part of the system, but still being creative and creating fashion, for instance. And I think there is something with that kind of underdog perspective that is also really, really inspiring. And also there you can see that this kind of notion of value and what is valuable or wasteful is really like scrutinized in a way that I think is so necessary these days. So basically, I mean, my main drivers behind working like this is the curiosity, the expressive properties, the enormous amount of materials existing that people have sort of decided not to be fruitful working with, and I claim that they are super fruitful to work with for many, many reasons. And also I think working in this more alternative way also contributes to the design field and what it is to work as a designer. And long term it also affects how customers or like people dress and wear things and how they behave. So I think it also is a tool for changing other people's minds. It's a really tricky field, but on the other hand, I could never imagine working with something else than what I do. And I can definitely see like this kind of red thread that goes from working in my grandma's closet to studying fashion and then to writing my dissertation on the same topic actually. And that I've always been sort of working with the same kind of topic, but on very different levels and in very different contexts. But the basic love for materials and things in the everyday surrounding is really the key core, or the very spine in what I do and my interests. And I think that will last until I will be digged into the soil. I think that this field in fashion is at least a really positive, fruitful field of prosperity, and I really enjoy being able to develop it further with so many skillful people, both within academia, business, and like activistic human beings maybe.